I thought I was backpacking to Mount Whitney, but somewhere along the trail, I actually found something better. I'd been thinking about this trip for more than 2 years. I knew I wasn't ready yet for it, so I spent the next 2 years becoming ready. This year felt different. Months of training, long Monday hikes, shorter Friday local hikes, strength training, all slowly preparing me for carrying a heavy backpack through the high Sierra. Even so, when I lifted my pack onto my shoulders, water, food, and all, it weighed 38 pounds. At Chicken Spring Lake, I stopped much longer than I needed to. A mother duck floated beside her 3 ducklings while they searched for food. Nothing extraordinary was happening, and somehow it felt extraordinary. Then I reached Cottonwood Pass. The landscape suddenly opened, and I had one of those moments that's difficult to explain, where your surroundings become much bigger than whatever you've been thinking about. My first thought was simple: I've arrived. Not because the journey was over, but because it had truly begun. By the time I reached Rock Creek, I was tired, but something surprised me. I wasn't rushing. I actually enjoyed setting up camp, filtering water, cooking dinner. The ordinary routines that usually feel like chores had somehow become part of the experience. The second morning humbled me almost immediately. The first climb out of Rock Creek was steep and rocky and relentless. For the first time, my confidence cracked. I started wondering if I'd packed way too much weight. I questioned whether this had been a mistake all along. My mind became surprisingly critical. Not because anything had gone wrong, but because things had become extra steep and extra difficult. Eventually, the trail leveled. I noticed distant peaks ahead and thought they must be my destination. They weren't, they were beautiful, but the real destination wasn't visible yet. I simply had to keep walking before I could see it. I've thought about that moment often since coming home. How many things in life stay hidden, not because we're on the wrong path, but because we're not far enough along to see it yet. As the day continued, my attention shifted. Instead of focusing on what my backpack weighed, I found myself appreciating what my body could actually do. Months earlier, my knees had been my biggest concern. Now they were holding strong. The challenge had changed. My lungs were struggling, but my confidence had improved too. Whitney Creek felt like a gift. Ice cold water, a long break, a chance to breathe, to fuel, to simply sit. Every corner revealed another view that somehow felt impossible to improve upon. More than once, I caught myself saying, just when you think it can't get any more beautiful. Before I could even see Guitar Lake, I started crying. I was awe-inspired by the sheer beauty of the landscape. I realized what it had taken to get there. 2 years of hoping, months of preparation, hundreds of small decisions, all leading to that moment. When the lake finally appeared, I simply stood there, taking it all in. That evening, my original plan was to summit Mount Whitney before sunrise. I'd done it 2 weeks earlier as a day hike, but something felt different. My heart was racing, I had a slight headache, I was exhausted. This year especially, I learned to pay attention to what my body was telling me instead of trying to push through it. So I listened. I respected what my body was telling me. I stayed, and I gave myself permission to recover. I woke around 3 a.m, feeling surprisingly refreshed. As the sky slowly began to change, long lenticular clouds stretched across the horizon. Rain shafts illuminated distant peaks, while the mountains around me remained in cool blue shadow. I watched light slowly transform the landscape. Walking back down, everything looked different. Not because the mountains had changed, the light had changed. When I reached Rock Creek again, I lingered. I listened to the water. I realized I didn't need to hurry. That evening, I found my favorite campsite of the entire trip. Not because it had the biggest views, not because it overlooked the highest peaks, because it was quiet, private, simple. While I was setting up my tent, a young deer wandered nearby. It wasn't afraid. It just kept grazing. For a few moments, I stopped feeling like a visitor. I felt like I belonged there. Silence, beauty, immersion. That was exactly what I'd come for. My last morning felt different. Packing had become easy. The backpack felt lighter, even though it really wasn't. Somewhere during those 4 days, my body had adapted, and so had my mind. As the first light spread across the mountains, I realized something. I love hiking before sunrise, not because it helps me reach a destination, but because the world feels quieter then. Near Cottonwood Pass, I spoke with a Pacific Crest Trail hiker. We talked about mountains, summits, journeys. And before we parted, I found myself saying something that surprised me. Who needs a summit when you have these views? I don't think I would have said that a year earlier. At Chicken Spring Lake, the same duck and ducklings were there. It felt oddly comforting to see them again, like returning to familiar neighbors. When I first planned this trip, I thought the destination was Mount Whitney. I thought success meant reaching another summit. Instead, I discovered something I wasn't expecting. Sometimes, the most meaningful destination isn't the one you originally planned. Sometimes, you discover something better.